Until this point in the course, we've written all the iptables rules directly at console and they were loaded into RAM. If we have a firewall with many rules, it's much easier to write all these rules in a script, make that script executable, and then run it. But if we just want a simple rule that drops the traffic from a specific IP address, or allows a specific service to communicate with the outside world, we can simply write that rule at the Linux terminal. Let's see some live examples. If I want to write an iptables rule at the Linux terminal, I simply write the rule as root iptables -a input -p icmp -j drop. That's all. The rule drops all incoming ICMP traffic to this Linux machine. It's important to note that iptables rules written at the terminal are not saved after the system is restarted. If you reboot the system, you will lose all the rules. And you say, okay, but do I have to write all the rules each time the computer starts? Of course you don't. If you want your iptables rules to persist after the system restarts, you write them in a shell script, make that script executable, and configure the script to be run automatically at boot time. Let's go to work and see how we create a script with iptables rules and then run the script. Remember that a script is just a text file that contains shell commands. I'm gonna create the script using my preferred text editor, which is VI. In your case, if you haven't used VI before, try a simple editor like Nano, Pico, or even Notepad. VI is a very good and efficient editor, but it's not the easiest one to use in Linux. The name of the script will be firewall1.sh. The first line of the script will look like this: a hash sign, an exclamation mark, and the path to bash. This is called shebang, and it tells the shell what program to interpret the script with when executing it. In this example, the script is to be interpreted and run by the bash shell. If you write another script, let's say a Python script, you write here the path to the Python interpreter. The most common option is using bash. And inside the file, I'll simply write some iptables rules. For example, I'll write a rule that drops all incoming SSH traffic, so traffic to port 22, and two another rules that drop outgoing traffic to port 80 and 443, so HTTP and HTTPS traffic. And the first rule, iptables -a input -ptcp -d port 22 -j drop. It drops incoming traffic to port 22. And two rules that drop outgoing HTTP and HTTPS traffic. iptables -a output x outgoing traffic -ptcp -d port 80 -j drop. And another rule for HTTPS. iptables -a output -ptcp -d port 443 -j drop. Okay, here is output. I'm saving the script, make it executable, and then run it. And we see the rules. The rule that drops incoming SSH traffic and the rules that drop outgoing HTTP and HTTPS traffic. One important thing to know is that if I run the script using its name like firewall 1.sh, so without a dot, which is the current working directory, and a /, I get an error, command not found. This happens because the current working directory doesn't belong to the Linux path, so the shell doesn't look for the script inside the current directory. It's looking for commands only in these directories. Here is where the shell is looking for commands. So you have either to add the current working directory to path or run the script using // and the name of the script. In fact, it says take the script from the current working directory, which is dot, and run it. Now suppose we want to change something in our script. For example, I don't want to block outgoing HTTPS traffic anymore. The logical thing to do is to open the script, replace that line, save the script, and run it again. In this example, I've executed the script again. If we list the firewall iptables -vnl, we see that there are more rules that we have expected. There are only 3 rules in the script, but more rules in the RAM memory. In fact, each rule seems doubled. To make this point clearer, I'll execute the script again. Now, there are even more rules in the RAM memory. Something is wrong. What could it be? Each time I've executed the script, the rules from the script, so those 3 rules, have been appended to the iptables chains. I ran the script 3 times, so I have 9 rules. And this is not what we want as a result. When I run the firewall script, I expect that only those rules from the script are loaded. How do we do it? A good practice is to add at the beginning of the script iptables -f. This will flush all the chains of the filter table and start with a new fresh firewall. I am opening the file, and at the beginning I am adding iptables -f. This will flush all the chains. I'm saving the file and running it again. And we notice that only the rules from the script have been loaded. All other rules have been flushed. An important remark is that if you have rules also on other chains and tables, like say rules for doing net, you should also flush those tables and chains. Let's see what it's all about. I'm adding a rule that will perform as net. It will translate the private IP addresses from network 10.0.0.0/8 to the public IP of this Linux machine. In this case, it's a router. iptables -tnet, it's mandatory to specify the table, -a post routing, -s, the IP addresses that will be translated, it's an entire network, -o, the outgoing interface, -j, snet, and to source, and I'll write a random IP address. I suppose this is the public IP. Don't focus on net, we'll have an entire section on this. I'm saving the script and then run it. And I'll run it many times. When I am listing the net filter, we see there are many rules. There are 4 rules, not one like in my script. It appended the rule to post routing chain and not filter each time I've executed the script. This issue will be solved by also flashing the net table at the beginning of the firewall script. Here, at the beginning, I write iptables -tnet -f. I'm saving the script and running it again. I can run it as many times as I want. There will be a single net rule, the rule from the script, iptables -tnet -vnl. And there is only one rule. Okay, that's all. Thank you.